She declared, "I'm exhausted. I'm heading straight to bed." Then I caught her slipping out the back door. I didn't chase her. I simply locked the door from inside and went to bed. She realized her exhaustion when she was locked out of her own home at 3 a.m. with nowhere to turn. I'm a creature of routine. I know it's not the most thrilling trait. I rise at the same time each morning. I eat the same breakfast daily. I cherish the calm predictability of my life. I'm a sound engineer. My days are spent removing unwanted noise. So it makes sense that I crave peace and quiet in my personal life too. My ex-girlfriend, Amy, was the opposite. Amy was a whirlwind of chaos. She fed on drama, excitement, and impulsiveness. For the 5 years we were together, I convinced myself this was good. She was the vibrant, unpredictable force balancing my calm routine. I was mistaken. She wasn't balancing my life. She was constantly trying to upend it. We lived in a house I owned. I purchased it a year before meeting her. It's a modest, sturdy brick house on a tranquil street with large oak trees. It's my haven. When she moved in, I was glad to share that haven. But over time, I saw she viewed my quiet life not as a serene refuge, but as a dull, stagnant pond she was determined to disrupt. Her need for constant excitement was draining. A quiet Friday night with a movie was, to her, a sign of our relationship's looming demise. She'd grow restless, pacing the living room, glued to her phone. "Isn't it wild that we're just sitting here?" she'd say. "There's a whole world out there and we're just sitting." To me, sitting with the person I loved was the point. To her, it was a jail sentence. This created a pattern of behavior that I, for years, chose to see as her being free-spirited. In truth, it was a pattern of constant, casual deceit. It wasn't about major betrayals. Not initially. It was countless small lies, all in pursuit of a fleeting thrill. There was the time she said she was attending a dull work dinner she couldn't escape. I felt sorry for her. I ensured the house was tidy and had her favorite ice cream ready for her return. She stumbled in at 1 a.m., reeking of tequila, giggling as she admitted she'd gone to a warehouse rave with a gym friend because it seemed more fun. She didn't see it as a lie. She saw it as a humorous anecdote. I was just the punchline. Then there was the charity fun run. She claimed she was running a 5K for a local animal shelter. I was so proud. I woke up early on a Saturday, made a big sign saying, "Go, Amy, go," and went to the finish line to cheer. I waited 2 hours. She never appeared. When I finally reached her, she confessed she hadn't signed up for the run. She and a friend had decided last minute to drive 2 hours to another city to try a trendy brunch spot they'd seen on TikTok. "Don't be mad," she laughed. "We got some great pictures." My wasted morning, my handmade sign, my worry, none of it mattered. The only thing real to her was the brief thrill of her impulsive decision. The biggest warning sign, the one I should have heeded, came a year before the end. My best friend Sam was getting married. I was the best man. It was a big deal for me. The wedding was on a Saturday. On the Friday before, Amy was supposed to help with last-minute errands, and we were to attend the rehearsal dinner together. She called that afternoon, her voice laced with panic. Her aunt, she claimed, had fallen and broken her hip. She had to rush to her parents' town immediately to help. She was so sorry. Family came first. I was completely supportive. I felt terrible for her and her aunt. I went to the rehearsal dinner alone, covering for her. I managed all the best man duties solo. The next day at the wedding, I was getting texts from her about how stressed she was at the hospital. Then, during the reception, a friend who hadn't been at the rehearsal dinner approached me. "Hey, man," he said, showing me his phone. "Your girlfriend's having a blast in Vegas." He showed me an Instagram story posted by one of Amy's lesser-known friends. It was a video of Amy, front and center, laughing hysterically as she rode a mechanical bull in a packed Las Vegas bar. The timestamp was from 2 hours earlier. There was no broken hip, there was no hospital, just another lie, another chase for a bigger thrill. My best friend's wedding, and she'd fabricated a family crisis to go to Vegas. I confronted her when she returned. She didn't deny it for long. She just used her usual defense. "Oh my God, it was just a little white lie. I didn't want to hurt your feelings by saying I wanted to go with my friends. You get so sensitive. I was going to tell you eventually. Why do you always make a big deal out of everything?" I had no response. I just absorbed it, as always. I let the resentment settle in my gut, another layer of sediment in our relationship. I should have ended it then. I see that now. But I loved her, and I'm a creature of habit. Our life together was my habit. This brings me to the night it all finally ended. It was a Thursday. It had been a long, stressful week at work. I was craving a quiet night. Amy got home around 7 p.m. She looked drained. She gave me a brief, distracted kiss and sighed heavily. "I am so unbelievably tired," she said, tossing her bag on the floor. "Work was a nightmare. I think I'm just going to take a quick shower and go straight to bed." "Okay, honey," I said. "Want me to bring you some tea or anything?" No, I just need sleep," she replied, already heading to the bedroom. "Don't wait up." Something felt off. It was a performance. She was playing the exhausted girlfriend too perfectly, but I ignored the feeling. I made dinner, sat down to watch a documentary, and tried to relax. Around 10 p.m., I went to our bedroom to grab a book. She was in bed, under the covers, lights off, seemingly fast asleep. I returned to the living room and read for about an hour. Around 11 p.m., I decided to turn in. As I passed the back door in the kitchen, I noticed it was unlocked. I always lock the back door before bed. It's part of my routine. I found it odd, but locked it and went to the bedroom. The bed was empty. My heart didn't race. It just felt heavy. I stood in the doorway, staring at the empty bed, the rumpled sheets where she'd pretended to sleep. I knew with deep certainty that she hadn't just gone for a glass of water. I returned to the kitchen and looked out the window into our dark backyard. Then I heard it, a faint sound from beyond the fence separating our yard from the alley. It was her laugh, that loud, unrestrained laugh she used to impress someone. It was followed by a man's low voice and the sound of a car door closing. Then the car drove off. She had faked sleeping, snuck out the back door to meet someone, lied to my face again for a bit of late-night drama. In that moment, something I'd suppressed for years broke. Not a loud, angry snap, but a quiet, final crack. I was done. Done with the lies, the chaos, the constant feeling of being a side character in my own life. Done with the noise. All I wanted was peace. One night of uninterrupted sleep in my own home without wondering where she was or what lies she was telling. I didn't text her. I didn't follow her. I just walked to the back door she'd left unlocked for her return. I looked at the deadbolt, a simple, solid brass piece designed to keep the outside world out. I turned it. The thud of the bolt sliding into place was the most satisfying sound I'd ever heard. I locked the front door too, checked all the windows, securing my sanctuary. I went to bed. For the first time in ages, I didn't lie awake listening for her key. I didn't worry. I closed my eyes and slept. I slept deeply. At 3:15 a.m., my phone buzzed on the nightstand. A text from Amy. "Hey, the back door is stuck. Can you open it?" I read it, a slow, weary smile spreading across my face. I didn't reply. I set the phone down and closed my eyes. Another buzz. "Alex, you awake? I'm locked out." Then another. "This isn't funny. It's cold. Let me in." Texts were followed by calls. I let them go to voicemail, then silenced my phone. The bedroom's quiet was beautiful. Then came knocking, a soft, hesitant tapping on the back door. Tap, tap, tap. I lay in bed, listening. The tapping grew louder, more frantic, turning to pounding. She rattled the doorknob, muttering curses. She moved to the front door. The doorbell rang, a sharp, angry chime echoing in the quiet house, again and again, then pounding, her fists thudding on the wood. "Alex, I know you're in there. Open this door now." I didn't move. I was a spectator at her new drama's premiere, the only one in the audience. She'd created this chaos, and for the first time, I wasn't cleaning it up. The pounding stopped. I heard her circling the house, likely checking windows. My phone buzzed again with voicemails, first furious, then tearful, then a desperate ramble about a misunderstanding, how she was so tired and just wanted inside. I ended the show. I got up, went to the front door, and spoke through the wood, my voice calm. "Go home, Amy." "What?" she shrieked. "This is my home. Let me in." "No," I said. "This is my house. You were a guest, and you left in the middle of the night. The doors are locked now." "I was just getting air," she lied, her voice breaking. "I couldn't sleep." "I heard the car, Amy," I said, and the lie died between us. A long silence followed. "You can't do this," she whispered, small and defeated. "Where am I supposed to go?" "I don't know," I said honestly. "But you're not coming in. You wanted excitement, spontaneity. This is it. Figure it out. I'm going back to bed." I walked away. The pounding resumed, weaker, more desperate, then stopped. I looked out the window. She sat on the front steps, head in her hands. A car pulled up, her friend. She got in, and they drove off. The next